we welcome you into one of the season's very big clashes. It's already been documented for the last 7 days just what is occurring here. Something very special. Manly and Parramatta, top of the table clash. And these are the two sides most predicted by the pundits to make yet another grand final. David Manson is the referee, and we're in for 80 minutes of sheer excitement. Great rugby league ground, Brookvale. The crowd close to the action. And there's time on. Hunter starts for Manly, and it's John Simon sending Carriage back. They'll sort themselves out. Parramatta will play it cautiously as they bring it now just outside their own 20-metre line, and the unmistakable head of Aaron Raper. He and Jim Sedaris, of course, both expectantly waited for the call up to the State of Origin. And you know what events happened after that. The first kick of the game down just outside the Manly goal line, where it's Craig Hancock who brings it away. And
a very good chase there from the Eels, led by the other number one, Carriage, who's forced to make another tackle on Hopewati. No surprise to see the coaches opt for experience. There's a tremendous run from the winger. Picks up 15 or 20. Gillespie starting for Manly. Horsnell for Parramatta. Plenty of games under their belt.
So Tuvey sweeps it down on the left of the ground for Gillespie. Playing game number 251 tonight. David Gillespie, of course, cut his teeth with Canterbury, then to the Magpies, rounding off his career here with Manly. A lot of football. This is Paul Carriage, wearing the dreadlocks. And the number 5 for Parramatta is Shane Wirrett. And a knock on, that will give Manly a good opportunity. Jason Bell makes the mistake in front of the goal mouth.
Yeah, great chance now for the Eagles to put first points on the board. He rolled back very hard, but he just took his eyes off the football, Bill.
You've got to make sure in these kind of games that your nerves and your concentration don't get the better of you. Jason Bell just thinking what he was going to do before he could execute. And no better attacking opportunity than a centre field scrum, 15 out. Big numbers to the left means they'll probably go right where there's space.
Manly on 24 points. Jeff Tuvey! He's put Terry Hill over! Terry Hill is over to score. They stood off Jeff Tuvey. And Peter Sterling's words are still ringing in my ears.
Well, as we freeze play here, you can see that Manly have got a stacked line side. A lot of space for Terry Hill. The winger's out here. Only 2 defenders. That's where you want to go with your speed men. And Jeff Tuvey, well, he went straight to the first man marking, who came up with a missed tackle anyway, Stuart Kelly. And Terry Hill, a simple task of catching the football and putting it out. Tuvey uncontested from the scrum base.
Yeah, just watching Jim Dimmick there, very slow to get out of that scrum. Tuvey was his man. And Dimmick only just back from injury last couple of weeks. Couldn't foot it with Tuvey. Great start for the Eagles, all coming from that Parramatta mistake.
Quite incredible, really. Manly with 2-on-2 on the right of the ground, and Tuvey, of course, simply had to run that way to give Manly 3-on-2. Mathematically, it was the right thing to do, and it has paid a very big dividend. Hunter's attempt at conversion is wide. So Manly, a sensational start. They lead Parramatta by 4 points to 0 after 3 minutes. Now, Gardner gets one of his early touches. He's put away on the 40-metre line. 4-0 Manly. The try came at the 3rd minute for Terry Hill. Here's Tuvey with a run from dummy half. Then Gillespie. Now Hill. Hill over the halfway line. Pulled down by Raper again with the help of Bell. Tuvey goes around the back and the second man play unfolds before Lyons shows it for Menzies, finds Innes, Innes finds Hopawati. Ingles back in field. Sets his compass, but is pulled down. 5 metres from the line. This is the last tackle. Kosef for Lions. Lions! Oh! Menzies is over the line. But the referee has ruled that it went forward from Cliffy Lyon.
Well, a certain try bomb. Because you know what? When Hopawati went through off that inside ball, he had a man unmarked on the inside in Craig Hancock. Looming up the inside. No one there. If he had a pass, he was just on the out-of-camera shot. It was try time.
And this was the final play. Lions throws the dummy, beats Arsenal. Ball, well, it looked like it might have gone back. The referee was in good position, said it went forward. Very ordinary communication from Nathan Barnes and Navali on this side to allow Hopawati to come back inside and make the bust.
This is Barnes on the end of the tackle from Tuvey. Coming in over the top, Kosef making sure of the tackle. Raper's pass, finding Justin Morgan. Parramatta then, there they are, 30 metres out from the line. For Simon to come on the right for Jason Smith. Holding it up, and Kosef moves in and takes him. Dimmick is off. Now, it is Carl Lovell again. 5 tackles gone, they're just inside the 20-metre line. With Raper running and then kicking. It's a very good kick, but Hunter flies high and will bring it back to the 20-metre line.
A very good kick and a very good take. Hunter couldn't control one down the other end, but he got this one well. Cheney now offloads. Good run from Gartner.
Daniel Gartner there. After his own 40-metre line, and it's a penalty. Well, that's really dumb play.
Yeah, Jason Smith there, he's more experienced than that. He's pushing the player down with his knee. Is enough to earn a penalty. And the one thing that we have seen pick up for Manly in the last couple of weeks is their defence. Quite unbelievable to see the table now. They're actually 7th in the defence order. 6 other teams in the competition have better defence, but that's not the case in the last 2 or 3 weeks. They're right back at their peak in that area.
Sidaris, who I thought was near enough to their best against Sydney City last weekend. And he looks to the right and then is rather embarrassed as he comes back on the left. Then Innes away for Tierney. Bob Fulton with... There's a lost ball against Manly, but it's been raked out. It's a penalty to the Sea Eagles.
Your hand knocked it out, John.
Right in front. 22 metres out.
And it was John Simon and Justin Morgan involved in the tackle. I think the referee may have pointed to the halfback Simon as the culprit.
Craig Field getting ready to come on. In his absence, Andrew Hunter is taking the kick. Although I don't know whether that is an accurate comment. Hunter might well retain the job with Craig Field on the ground, but Hunter's offline again. So Manly's lead is 4 points after 14 and a half. And it could well have been 8 points to nil. And if you take the other disallowed try into account, it could have been as much as 14 to nil.
Which would have this Manly crowd absolutely baying. What's it like down there, Steve Roach?
Yeah, sensational atmosphere here, but Manly are really in need of a goal kicker, as we see there. 2 kicks and unsuccessful. But last week for Parramatta, their defence was outstanding, and Dean Pay really took the Newcastle pack on. They're not doing that with Manly tonight. They're letting them up far too quick with the play the balls.
Tuvey electing to go down the right of the ground, which is the blind side, and it's Carroll on the short side, playing it back for his captain, who comes away for Kosef to work an angle. Just a little forward play, and Tierney loses the ball without any help this time. It's play on for Campbell, right across the ground, linking up with Nathan Barnes. But he is met by Menzies out very wide on the left of the ground. Smith will cross then for Carriage, and Carriage is pulled down by Gartner on the Parramatta 40-metre line. 4 times the Blue and Golds have won grand final, 6 times Manly. And as I said, this is the combination of teams expected to be there by most people at the end of September as Parramatta gets a penalty. That is their first or second. That's their first. And this is how it came about.
And a good quick play, the ball there from the Eels, caught the Manly players inside the 10. Jim Sedaris, the first man in the tackle, and John Simon now finds touch. Probably Parramatta's best chance in the game thus far.
They certainly haven't had much to compare it with as they reach the 20-metre line. Almost in the centre, Campbell for Simon. Simon for McCracken. McCracken takes on the captain. Pulled down by Tuvey and over the top by Innes, and then it's Campbell away on the left for Simon. And a short ball for Lovell. Lovell was able to get past Sedaris. He plays it now, and they go across on the left to come back on the right from Smith for Simon. Simon decides it's time to run. He's 10 metres away from the line as Campbell comes on the right for Bell to go in. McCracken! Jared McCracken is over, and it's 4 points all.
And just what the doctor ordered for the Blue and Golds, Jared McCracken. He's been a block-busting forward for them in the last couple of weeks, and this time he took advantage of some clever work on the inside from Jason Bell. As Bell goes across, he frees it there. You can see this player for Manly is slow in coming over. That opens up the hole, and as play continues, McCracken able to take advantage. Gets over despite the attention of 3 players. I do think that Manly a little bit slack on the inside, and Mark Carroll probably the man who should have been over a bit quicker.
Yeah, nice work from Jason Bell, but in this game of rugby league, you can't beat good, hard, straight running. McCracken does plenty of that. You keep taking that line on, you'll get through it.
John Simon with this attempted conversion of the Jared McCracken try. Both Simon and Craig Field have got ordinary goal-kicking percentages. This is a 45-degree angle kick, and he's missed it. So both goal kickers offline. The scoreboard is level. 18 minutes gone. Manly and Parramatta, 4 points all. Playing it back for the fullback. Now for Simon, for Dimmick. Dimmick met by Field, beats him, taken by Fulton. Just beyond the Parramatta 40-metre line. Wonderful night at Brookvale. Dean Pay's head went rocking back on his shoulders. He ran into Carroll. Gardner's come out of it gingerly. Morgan is with the ball. Now it's Kelly. Kelly across for Horsnell. Horsnell for Raper. Raper puts the kick in. And it's over the dead ball line.
Well, it wasn't a bad idea kicking the football with Shane Werrett on the left wing. Nice interplay there. And what about the toughness of Dean Pay? He got smashed by Carroll, and Gardner was still first to his feet. Brett Horsnell back on, offloads to Raper. He's got a good little short kicking game. The kick just too far with Werrett, Hunter in pursuit along with Hancock.
Now Daniel Gardner has come off, and Jim Sedaris has gone back out there. Parramatta's defence, it probably has built up in the area of aggression, Steve Roach. You made comment of it earlier. They seem to have lifted a bit in defence.
Yeah, they certainly have. Well, I think the fact that they've got a little bit more football too has gave them plenty of energy in defence too. And they really do mongrel you in defence too. They get numbers there, and they're putting pressure on Manly at the moment.
Craig Field rolling it along the ground. The referee indicates to play on. Carriage gets it away. Smith away for Navali. This is Navali with a slippery run up to the halfway line. Bell got a good quick play the ball. Then a floating cutout pass. Dimmick is inside the 40. Dimmick does a pirouette, gets a pass away for Carriage, and the fullback for Parramatta is pulled down. Play back for Simon. Then a floater across for Raper. Now for Bell. Bell on Terry Hill. Kelly comes in. The ball goes forward to Hunter, and Manly come away with it.
Well, this is a game of football, isn't it? Plenty of sting out there in defence from both sides. It's going from end to end. Parramatta looking very, very good at this stage, getting plenty of football.
This is Kosef. Ball comes out, it went... Well, the referee ruled that it went backwards. But gee, I'll tell you what, David Manson has made 2 rulings in that area that I can't believe. Now Hancock. Hancock is into space, the fullback to beat. And Carriage, that's the toughest defence in rugby league. Now on the last tackle. Field away for Terry Hill. His kick high in the air. Coming down to Kosef. And Kosef will be trapped with the football.
Good stuff. Terry Hill, he didn't get the right kick away that he wanted. And pretty smart play from the Parramatta catches as well, allowing the Manly man to catch it and then claim him. Jim Dimmick, you still wonder whether he's 100%. Obviously, he's not, just his second game back. Short of match condition, but still a little bit ginger on that left knee.
Wouldn't they love to get this man into space, Shane Werrick? Jason Bell taking a hammering there in the defence on the 30-metre line. I'm continuing to be impressed by Paul Carriage, the Parramatta fullback. He's done some exciting things as Kelly is held just inside the 40-metre line, his own end of the park. Now Dean Pay is obliged to kick. Ball bouncing down for Craig Hancock, just outside his own 10. Now the 20. This is Hopewadi pushing away from McCracken. But McCracken and Barnes combined to pull him down.
And the touch is in. McCracken hit Hopewadi high and Hopewadi responded. He threw a short one in the tackle. This will be interesting to see which way the touch judge rules. Because I do think McCracken connected high initially there. And when they went to ground, Hopewadi replied in kind. Although it was more a slap. There's another right from McCracken. It'll be a Manly penalty.
Well, I got my doubts, Pete, because he's only called out one person, the referee, and that is Hopewadi.
John.
Little tiny short right there from McCracken, did no damage. But
You've heard the report.
Well, that's a really tough call against the home side. I think it's gone the wrong way.
I'm still trying to find what John Hopewadi has done wrong. I know the lad has been on the end of a lot of criticism, but heavens above, I think he's got a tough call here.
He's at a barrier, the touch judge.
So Parramatta will take the penalty, and it's almost an identical possession that Simon missed earlier on to convert the McCracken try. So they decide to take the tap. Then from Campbell for Simon. Jason Smith sets himself 7 metres out from the line. Campbell, Pay goes to the open, to the short side, able to get it away for Campbell. Troy Campbell pulled down about 7 metres out. The penalty has gone to Manly.
Well, Troy Campbell, the man penalised here, the carrier of the football. But you'll find it's coming down like that on Jeff Tuvey. Yeah, no doubt. It's a silly penalty.
So Manly with Lyons. Now for Innes. Innes. Now for Terry Hill. Terry Hill reversing to the line. Innes a dummy half. Then for Kosef. And now for Tuvey. Across for Cliffy Lyons. The numbers are there. Menzies. Pulled down by Navali. And it will be a penalty to Manly.
Don't push him down.
Yeah, he got pushed in the tackle, Steve Menzies. He's found himself out in the wing. The blindside second rower.
Go. There you go.
So Tierney it is that takes the tap. And then for Tuvey. Across to Menzies on the far side of the ground. Pulled down on the 10-metre line. Parramatta under pressure. Hancock working with Kosef. Kosef plays it 2 metres from the line. It's with the captain Tuvey. Gardner gave him a decoy. Danny Moore comes in from the back. The ball comes down. Simon has got it. Now Carriage has got it for Parramatta to be tackled 12 metres out from the line.
Don't pull him down.
Well, sometimes you have concerns that maybe a game is not going to live up to its billing or your expectations. In the first 32 minutes of this game, that could not be further from the truth. Both sides throwing everything at each other here, showing a little bit of freedom with the football as well, some confidence in each other. And now John Simon will find touch, and this was a penalty that Parramatta really needed. They were on the rack.
So that all started from a controversial ruling back when John Hopewadi was tackled and lost the football. Parramatta withstanding the Manly attack. And to be honest with you, I think a bit of justice has been served, because I think Manson got it wrong. I know that is not the way Peter saw it, but I thought he got it wrong. So some justice has been served. Now with McCracken playing it back for Raper. Raper down the blind side and taking the tackle on 5. He'll play it back for Barge. On the left for Simon. He goes high and across. Parramatta chases down on Hunter. It came off Werrett, went back to Manly. That's play on. Tuvey. Hancock with him. Taken down by Horsnell. Little pat on the rump there from Lovell for Horsnell. Now Carroll winds himself up and takes it almost to the 30-metre line. Tuvey away for Gillespie. Now for Lions. They had some numbers on the outside. They went back on the inside. Played by Menzies. Lions for Tuvey. Tuvey drifting across. The straight runner was Kosef. Hancock Lions. Lions away for Innes. Innes is held 45 metres out from the Parramatta line. And 4 points all. This is the last tackle now. Tuvey puts a little kick in. It came off the feet of Lovell. Went back to Hancock. 6 more tackles, said the referee. And Hancock is put away back where it all started. Now Kosef tries to bust him. Gets it away to Gardner. Gardner's pulled down. 28 metres away from the Parramatta line. Tuvey for Sidaris. Sidaris gets it on for Hill. Terry Hill. He lofts the ball over. And Raper's got it. Now it's with Jim Dimmick. And Dimmick will be put away 25 metres out from his own line.
Well, thank goodness Jim Dimmick brought some sense into the game. We've got a touch, Judge, on.
Okay.
Dimmick's down.
And you'd think with Parramatta in possession that this would go against them, because and he is calling out Jared McCracken.
In the meantime, Craig Hancock has been assisted from the field.
It's connected to the head of the Manly player. We played on to get an advantage. We didn't get one, so here's the result. Okay. Thank you very much. Want me to go to the spot? Yes, please. Go to the spot.
There's a little swing up. If the touch judges come on for that, then here's fair dinkum kidding.
Well, the only consolation for Parramatta is that the penalty has been given just outside the 40-metre line. Lyons has taken that kick, the tap, finds Carroll storming onto it. That run ending 12 metres out from the line. Kosef and Gillespie. Kosef twice. Lyons shows it once, and then it comes down off the chest of Gardner. Carriage for Parramatta with the ball.
Yeah, Cliff Lyons is a magical player, but tonight he is delaying his passes just a fraction too long. The players are expecting to get the ball, then they're not getting it, and the concentration switch goes off, and then all of a sudden the ball's in their hands, they've dropped it.
This is Horsnell. Put down in a bare patch. It runs from the 20-metre line out to the 30.
Yeah, what that patch is, Ray, they had problems here this morning. They found a lot of surface water there, and they originally thought that a water pipe had burst, so they dug it up, only to find out nothing wrong, just a lot of seepage, and they had to put soil in to fill it in. That's the problem.
There he is. Paul Vaughton here at Brookvale, all hours of the day to bring us the accurate report. Now the kick has turned Hancock inside out. Craig will get back. Yes, he's back. Brian Smith, just a little bit edgy in the seat. Half a chance.
Fatty did used to be a curator or a janitor or something like that, didn't he?
Apparently,
Did,
yeah.
no.
Apparently. I read that somewhere.
So the siren in the background, and it does end, as Paul Vaughton said, a great first half of football. Manly after 3 minutes, Parramatta after 17 minutes. Neither goal kicker has been successful, and at half-time, Manly and Parramatta living up to the expectations of this game at 4 points all. We'll take a break. Be back in just a moment.
FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's a real condition. Doctors agree. Luckily, Fox Sports has the cure.
Dusty at his brilliant best. Slater for the corner. The checker flag is there. David Reynolds, you are the man. Ninkovic scores. The Super Rugby champions. Sony goes up and away.
In the fight against FOMO, doctors recommend Fox Sports.
Everybody run!
We're in the game, and we become the avatars we chose.
So that means
Bethany?
I'm an overweight middle-aged man.
If we get stuck in Jumanji, we all could die.
Oh, you think because you hear muscle, I'm supposed to be afraid of you?
Ow! What the hell?
Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, in cinemas Boxing Day.
Looking for your favourite festive shows?
On your marks. Get set and bake.
Connect your IQ to the internet for the ultimate Christmas collection on demand.
I think we nailed it.
Happy Christmas, Peppa.
The latest Christmas shows and the classics are all here when you want.
Evening, everybody.
From movies and music to lifestyle and kids, there's something for everyone.
Yes! It's Christmas!
Foxtel, the home of Christmas.
Take a look inside the Ashes on Inside Cricket. 7:30 Wednesday on Fox Sports.
Look how humble you are.
It is a very humbling experience. Why can't you be a normal kid?
I came up with a really good idea. Grab our stuff and we'll hit the road.
Yeah, okay.
Aussie and Jack's World Detour, only on A&E.
The all-time games leader in rugby league. That's the fastest lap ever of Mount Parramatta. Well done.
I dreamt of doing this since I was a kid.
Oh, holy.
So the match about to resume. Parramatta from right to left. 4 points all. As John Simon delivers the ball down the other end of the park for Manly. And Mark Carroll it is who brings it back. His hit-ups quite significant, Mark Carroll, in the first half. His defensive effort may have been down a fraction. This is Menzies now. A grueling first half of football. And a very big hit by Dean Pay. Carroll up quickly to play it. Field gets his kick in. And Carriage bringing it back. Met there by Tuvey and put away. Innes, the other tackler, coming over the top. This is Nathan Barnes. Just beyond his own 20-metre line. 4 points all as we welcome you back to the second half of this Manly Parramatta clash. And down on the sideline, Steve Roach.
Well, Manly coach Bob Fulton thought their first 20 minutes was great. He said, let's keep going to the fringe of the ruck with support. We are making a number of breaks. just got to improve our inside defence. That's where Parramatta return the ball back inside a lot of times. He said, we're making the break, but the last pass is costing us. Let's improve that part of our game. For Parramatta, Brian Smith, he said mistakes in our own half will cost us. They have plenty of players that can hurt us, so we can't offer them easy football. He said, I want more urgency in defence when Manly make a break. We're a little bit too slow to get back. He thought the second part of the first half, they were on top. Let's go on with it. And he thought the bomb in the last minute would give them plenty of confidence. So watch for Parramatta to go for the high ball on Hancock.
Okay, so Manly getting the benefit of a Dean Clay mistake. And this is Kosef who plays the ball 30 metres away from the Parramatta line. Gillespie taking on Raper. Raper then with some help from Horsnell. They put him away 28 metres out from the Parramatta line. Field going across for Tuvey. Tuvey dummies on the outside. Angling back in was Terry Hill and then Craig Hancock. Right in the centre of the ground. 31 metres away from the Parramatta line. This is Carroll. Put down on tackle number 5. Ball played back for Sidaris to the right of the ground. Field on the runaround. And then it came off the feet of Parramatta. There's a lot of ground in front of Simon. There's nobody there. Hancock is closing. Simon's running out of ground, but he's over. John Simon scores a 70-metre try. It came off a run around between Craig Field and Jeff Tuvey, and John Simon has come up with a miraculous try.
Well, the run-around kick is always a good ploy because it brings the defence up. On this occasion, it brought it up too close. Ball coming off the knees. John Simon, he looked up, he had 70 to go. And I'll tell you what, the last 7, they were a struggle. Field going around Tuvey. He's very close to the defensive line now. Kicks it straight into John Simon's foot. And nobody at home for the Eagles. Johnny Simon, not a noted speedster. He had enough pace to go the distance.
Well, you make your own luck in rugby league, and John Simon's done that. Got his feet in the way of the ball. The last 20, he's dead set up and down on the one spot. Hancock's not a noted speedster. He pulled out all stops to try and get to John Simon. Wonderful chase, but Simon just had enough in reserve.
And was also smart enough to change direction too. And see there, he headed left instead of running on a straight line, which would have made it easier for Hancock to make up the leeway. And that just put the chaser off a little bit.
So Parramatta by 4 points early in the second half. Simon about 10 metres off centre. The flags are in the air this time for the first time tonight. Parramatta over Manly. 4 minutes gone, second half, 10 points to 4. Tuvey winning that battle. Carriage. Tuvey again making the tackle. Barnes. Ball security of a premium here for Parramatta. Barnes has got a problem with an ankle. Simon. Bell. Jason Bell taken down by Craig Field and Terry Hill. Morgan. Oh, Bell and Hill. Let a couple of little punches go. Dimmick. 42 metres away from the Parramatta line. 5 tackles. Raper on the short side. And it's a nothing kick from Raper. It's gone out on the full. Oh, terrible kick by Aaron. It'll be the turnover for Manly on the halfway line.
There's no need to change the winning formula. John Simon's been picking up 40 and 50 metres in the first 10 minutes of this second half. I know it's good for your dummy half to kick, but really they didn't need to change from what was working.
Manly now with plenty of passing. And Hancock! Craig Hancock! Great run by the fullback.
Oh, he's having a game, isn't he, Hank?
30 metres away from the Parramatta line. Tierney. Pulled down by Lovell and Pay. Jason Smith. Now Field tries to get something going down the left of the ground. Tuvey. 10 metres away from the Parramatta line. Chance for Manly to draw level. Tierney. There's the line. 3 metres in advance. Scott Fulton goes for the line. The ball comes out.
Well, they opened the corridor for Fulton to take it. They rushed up quickly on the outside. There was Jason Smith, and then he was poleaxed by Justin Morgan. In fact, he probably should have scored.
Earl, he got over the line, but in trying to ground the football, I think he's dropped it. Never forced it.
Carl Lovell. Parramatta taking it out now to the 40-metre line. David Manson ruling that Scott Fulton lost the football. Morgan. A few metres now into Manly's area for Simon. Long ball for Dimmock. Jason Smith offers him a decoy. Back on the inside. The kick is on the outside and into touch. Just in front of the flying feet of Navali.
Yeah, speculator there from Jim Dimmock. And Parramatta Navali, who scored 3 tries against the Magpies about 3 or 4 weeks ago, had his sights set on that one.
Craig Field coming off. Just watching a conversation take place between Scott Fulton and David Manson. I'm pretty sure young Scott would be sowing a seed of doubt in the referee's mind about his judgment on the no try. Now Kosef running into Jared McCracken. McCracken making his 17th tackle for the game. Now Sidaris. Lovell underneath, play over the top, halfway line underneath. And then Fulton. Fatuvi steps off the left foot, comes back. Sidaris in traffic, then Fulton behind Tierney, bouncing for Lyons. Then he turns it on the inside. Menzies is pulled down 33 metres away from the Parramatta line. Lyons for Tuvi. Tuvi for Tierney on the inside. Tierney steps out of a tackle. Pulled down 13 metres from the line. And tackle number 5. Lyons probing. Menzies. Menzies a metre from the line, and that's the turnover.
Great football from both teams. A couple of tremendous tackles for the Blue and Golds. Firstly, Jason Smith on Menzies, and that time Carl Lovell on the same man. Manly warming to the task.
You must pay credit to this Parramatta defence. Manly are one of the best attacking sides in the world, and they've just held them at bay.
Dimmock getting the ball away in desperation.
It's very smart defence. Parramatta, you find that these days they don't rush up. They're prepared to concede a bit of ground and wait for Manly to come to them and see how it unfolds. That way they can point, talk to whoever needs to get who. And it works very well. Smith on the last tackle. They decide to run it again. Got to get a kick away shortly.
Navali, he appeared to take what was an enormous and unnecessary risk. Oh, big hit. Big hit on Hunter, but the Parramatta player, Stuart Kelly, has come out of it injured. Now they're gone over the sideline, and a penalty has gone to Parramatta.
Well, Terry Hill, I don't know whether he showed some frustration tonight. I know that he's a very aggressive player, but on that occasion, have a look at this for a tackle. Wow. Stuart Kelly. Bells, he gets up, Terry Hill claiming the voluntary tackle, pushes him into the field, out of the field of play.
I don't like the look of Stuart Kelly. There's a lot of blood. Now there's Andrew Hunter coming off for Manly. And Stuart Kelly is coming off now for Parramatta as they go on the attack through Jason Smith, and he's picked up and put on the ground heavily. Good tackle by Sidaris. Now Dimmock thinks about it, goes back on the right. Simon puts the kick in. Was Jason Bell onside? Hopewadi and Navali a race for the ball. And Hopewadi grounded in goal. It'll be a line dropout. Line dropout as we bring you back to A crowded Brookvale, 22,750. Parramatta leading by 6. Played by Navarre. Now for Dean Pay. Runs into Crossef and Lyons.
And Ray, if I was Johnny Simon, I wouldn't be far away from thinking field goal.
Dimmick then, a short ball for Morgan. We'll get a report on the injured players from Steve Roach in just a moment. Now Simon, no thought of a field goal. Jason Smith holds it back. Bell goes around the back. McCracken puts the straight run on, and he's 11 metres from the line. Jason Smith again, across the park for Dean Pay. Back for Smith. Smith away, on the bounce, and Barnes can't take it. That was an opportunity that might well have put the match out of Manly's reach.
Well, it would have, the way Parramatta are playing. Jason Smith looking for some runners. Nathan Barnes, look, I know it was hard, but we've all dropped them, but gee, it's a pressure pickup. He couldn't handle it. He just had to stroll over if he picked it up.
Now Steve Roach on the sidelines. What's the injury report at the moment?
Yeah, well, Andrew Hunter has a rib injury after that collision, and Stuart Kelly, it's teeth and a badly cut mouth on the inside.
No sign of a fractured jaw or anything like that?
The message has just come back now again, a second part of it. There is a possible fractured jaw.
There was a lot of blood there, and Stuart knew that he had a big problem. This is Daniel Gardner. The appeal for the penalty is a high shot, and it's granted. Penalty to Manly. 32 metres out from their own line.
And the penalty starting to get out of control now for Parramatta. More than double. High shot on Daniel Gardner. Troy Campbell, he disagreed with the decision, but he's got to realise in this day and age, anything around that area, it will see the arm go up.
Carroll on the rampage. Now Tuvey for Tierney. Tierney across for Crossef. And Mick Crossef pulled down about 33 metres out from the Parramatta line. 10 points to 4. Parramatta, a converted try in the second half, and a little knock on. Scrum will go down just outside the Parramatta 20-metre line.
And unfortunately, as we see, a Manly mistake here. Jeff Tuvey again causing all sorts of problems. Sedaris knocking on. It does appear as though the confirmation has come up that it is a fractured jaw for young Stuart Kelly. A sad end to State of Origin representatives' night as Pay leaves the field, Lovell into the action. The next 10 to decide this game.
Well, Brian Smith not worried about names, who's on and who's off. He's now got Dean Pay and Jason Smith both on the benches.
And McCracken in the centres.
There's Jason Bell trying to slice through the Manly defence. Ball played back for Paul Carriage, and now a run for Morgan. Justin Morgan has been strong. Here's Campbell. Both Campbell and Raper, the dummy halves, are both on. Raper crossing the halfway line, sending it back for the fullback Carriage. Carriage pulled down just inside the Manly 40-metre line. Simon away for Dimmick. Back on the inside, Simon again. Simon pulled down, 15 out from the line. This is the last tackle. Raper with a little kick off the right foot, and Carriage is after it, but the ball goes over the dead ball line.
Off a Manly player, so it will be a line drop out. Pressure continues to build. Paul Carriage has had an outstanding game again tonight. Craig Hancock, the last player to touch it, just inside the dead ball line.
I'm just going to say, if Carriage touched that ball, and I'm sure he did, it's a knock on by him.
That's exactly what happened, Ray.
And it should have been brought out to the 20-metre line. There's no doubt that it's been propelled forward off the hand of Carriage.
Well, there's no doubt on that, looking at the replay, but again, it was the in-goal judge who gave the decision. That one wasn't Manson's call. He took the lead.
Now, Jason Bell, the little kick, the bounce is important. Hopewadi out of the tackle. Now he's got 3 coming at him, and they combine to hold the big winger.
And Parramatta really are mixing up their game tonight. That's good tactics there from Coach Brian Smith, kicking early in the tackle count. Surprising the Eagles. There was no one at home. Hopper had to turn and chase, and good defence held in there. He gave it his all to get out. Took 3 of them to hold him.
And what it does now, Paul, we saw there, Hopewadi was actually dropping back behind the line. Gives you a chance to run the football if you send the winger back early. Bad drop out, only picks up 19 metres and finds McCracken.
McCracken will play it 10 metres out from the line. Bell, away for Raper. Now for Carriage. Carriage to the centre of the ground. Would they think about it now? John Simon's in position. Decides to put it through the hands. It's with Dean Pay. Pay is pulled down. 7 metres out from the Manly line.
They're sniffing a try.
Raper again on the right for Simon. Simon holding it back and is taken by Carroll just inside the Manly 10-metre line. Raper's pass finding Jason Bell. Bell down on tackle number 5. Now Simon is directly behind them. They go back to him. There goes the shot, and Simon has put the drop goal over. Parramatta, now they lead by 7. 64 minutes gone. It's the Eels over Manly, 11 points to 4. So Craig Field trying to do it on his own. We've seen that a couple of times from him, particularly this season from the scrum base. Parramatta alert to it tonight. Now Innes running strongly off an inside ball from Tuvey. Tuvey then scampers down the short side. Still going. Jeff Tuvey! Tuvey! He's home! He's in! Manly! They have struck back! The captain from the scrum base has ripped them apart!
Well, he's a freak, isn't he? Jeff Tuvey. He's a match winner. So he frees it there. You can see he's scooted down the short side and he takes that gap there. Hasn't been closed by the Eels as play continues. Too much speed. Carriage was up very short. He's a great player no matter what number you put on his back, what role you have him playing. And this is what he did for New South Wales at State of Origin. Late in the game, took advantage of tired defence.
Oh, how good is he? You know, the big games bring out the best in the great players, and Tuvey's had a blinder tonight. He's the captain.
Craig Field, 25 metres in from touch. Got a good shot on it. He's converted. Craig Field converts. Parramatta by 1 point. 12 minutes to go. And this was Jeff Tuvey.
He's just a great player. And we've seen it so often at any level, whether it be club, state, or international level. He's just able to come up with a big play when it's needed. And generally it's through a bust.
So Parramatta leading by 1 point. The John Simon drop goal. It's the only difference. Sloppy played the ball by Gartner. Pass by Fulton, not good. Chance for Parramatta, Barnes has got it.
There was a knock-on from Parramatta in there. Jason Smith got a hand to it.
Dean Pay across to the right. Raper gives it on for Simon. Simon stampedes over the top of them. He will play the ball back to Raper. 7 metres out from the line. Jason Bell, Jason Smith, and it's Nathan Barnes. Barnes has gone in. Oh, there's controversy. There's sensation. It's all happening at Brookvale.
And there's the scoreline, and what a kick coming up for Johnny Simon. A kick to wrap it up, you would think. They've hit back Parramatta, but I do think Smith knocks on here. Let's have a look. There was a touch. Call play on Nathan Barnes' scoop as we freeze it there. You can see a shortage of Manly defence. This player ends up being committed. The pass from Smith as play goes along gave Nathan Barnes a simple run on the outside. Danny Moore confronted by 2, couldn't do too much more. A good quick play the ball and good vision from both Jason Bell and Jason Smith.
Once again, the Parramatta try from the Manly mistake. I know Smith knocked on. The referee and the touch judge both missed it, but the pass did not have to be thrown from Scotty Fulton. Jeff Tuvey, he saw the knock on. He's blowing up a treat.
That's twice he's telling the referee, and what a kick for John Simon. 10 to go. I think he knows in the back of his mind that if he puts this one over, they don't lose the game.
Some dusty decisions in this game. And it will be a dead set shame that I fancy that's what they're going to be writing about. Detracting from what has been a tremendous contest, but there's been so many reelings that have left the punters aggravated. The kick is way offline. Parramatta by 5. Now, this was the knock-on.
Well, hang
From
on.
that angle, I'm not so sure that Jason Smith did knock on.
Hang on.
I think everybody was talking with surety about a knock-on there, but I'm not so sure there was. But I can't take back what I said. There's been some dusty decisions earlier in the game.
Well, this isn't a dusty one by Jim Dimmick. Catching the ball on the full. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That constitute out on the full. I wonder if Johnny Simon is thinking maybe to try for the 50-metre kick at goal.
Well, I don't think he's got the distance, Pete.
No,
But looking at that, maybe we should all take it back. Maybe they got it right, the boys out there.
Well, I don't know that there was any knock-on there, but there have been decisions go against both sides in this match tonight, and I just hope we're talking about a great game of football tomorrow. This is Morgan now. 20 metres away from the Manly line. It's Parramatta by 4. Simon's pass for Campbell. He's held by Menzies and Gillespie. Play back now for Reaper. Reaper to the right for Demick. He comes back to the centre for Simon. And he runs into the shoulder of Carroll.
That's
Couple
Collins.
tackles left.
Steve
This
Collins.
is Steve Collins now. 5 gone for Parramatta. They look to be finishing equally as well. Simon again! Simon's kicked another field goal. Puts it back to 6. 16 to 10. Never mind about Headingley. It's all happening here, Billy boy.
He's kicked a couple of important field goals this season, hasn't he? And again, this kick just ensures really that the side won't get beaten. And they may even look, if they get another opportunity, to put another one over.
22 3/4,000. Watching a grueling struggle. And haven't they breathed some interest back into the ARL competition, Parramatta? People were starting to think that it would be a one-horse event. Now they've really opened it up.
And don't forget North Sydney as well, Ray, who did a hat-trick job on Manly weeks ago. They'll be confident.
Been play. Misdirected. Simon is there. My goodness, he's been good tonight, John Simon. This is Jason Bell. Just inside the 40-metre line. Simon again. Morgan. Morgan puts the grubbing kick through. And Hancock. He's had a lot of work to do, the veteran fullback for Manly. Sedaris. 10 metres out from the Manly line. Tuvey. Runaway try for Tuvey, which I thought was about to spark a Manly comeback. Now, David Manson's heading over towards Craig Hancock. Clock has stopped. 5 minutes to go. Next weekend, Manly play Newcastle. I'm just looking at this.
That's nasty, isn't it? It looks like a knee dislocating. We've seen Stuart Kelly leave the field. Unfortunate circumstances. What a shame that maybe Manly's best player tonight, or certainly one of their top performers, Craig Hancock, forced to leave on the stretcher.
Cliffy Lyons trying to generate something. Now Sedaris, the pass has gone forward.
And a little knock on from that man, Daniel Gartner. That should be it. And back inside. Just landing in that muddy area of the field. Really, if Parramatta win this scrum, work through their set of 6. Again, the field goal would be a great option. Either that or roll it into the in-goal area. Keep possession away from their opponents.
So this scrum just inside the Manly 20-metre line. And the lock forward picking it up at the back of the scrum, Jim Dimmick. For Jason Smith to move to dummy half. Then for Morgan. Morgan pulled down by Fulton and Hopewati. Played back to Raper. Into the hands of Simon for another drop goal. It's another successful kick-it goal by John Simon. 3 from 3.
And so well worked for from Parramatta because they dummied the play to the left. A lot of action on the left-hand side of the field, and that distracted the Manly defence. They couldn't get up as quickly as they liked, and John Simon had a little bit of extra time that he probably wouldn't have expected. Field again kicks it out on the field.
Oh, that's a joke. How bad is that, honestly?
Well, twice now in response to a John Simon field goal. Craig Field has kicked it out on the full from the restart of play. It's really becoming a frustration for Craig. The kicking responsibilities.
We might get our stats man on the job to see when was the last time someone's kicked 3 field goals in a game. Yeah, he's struggling.
The impact of the loss of Matthew Ridge is starting to ring loudly now at Manly.
Well, it's been ringing all year, Ray, and they've taken steps to try and fix that, but all to no avail so far. It'll be the bane of them in season 97. It could cost them a premiership. But Parramatta deserve the victory tonight. They've played very, very well. So many good players for them. John Simon, Jason Bell I thought was terrific. McCrack and Dean play a great effort.
They're not finished yet as Jason Bell, the pass from Barnes went backwards to Wirrett. And Parramatta are 15 metres away. The siren must be sounding in a matter of a couple of seconds. Last tackle now, 10 metres out. Simon puts the kick in. Innes is underneath it. The line, no, it's coming out to the 20-metre line, of course. And it'll be the tap restart by Manly. 7 points the difference now, though. An unassailable lead for Parramatta. And what a night for John Simon. A runaway try against the play, and then 3 drop goals has capped an incredible night for the former Illawarra and Sydney City halfback. Gardner playing the ball near the halfway line. Cliffy Lyons. Now Menzies. Held on the 40-metre line. The ball comes out. Zadaris. A speculating pass back for Hopewati. And there's the siren in the background. Manly 17 points to 10 with Parramatta coming up with the last play. Manson acknowledging now that the game is over. And Parramatta running out victors over Manly by 17 points to 10. And they now join Manly at the top of the league ladder.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports in partnership with the National Rugby